drama queen, and welcome to the drama castle. Overheard them mention hater, not a pretty word like moist or moisture. Wanna quit, but you know I'm a soldier. Try to get me out, you know it's game over. Say it's toxic, chaotic, unhealthy. Always play my cards right, don't test me. I'm not here to play nice, no I can't be. And if you're trying to stop me, that's a guarantee. Too many people try to get me out, and it worked for a second, but I'm back now, better than ever. Welcome to the drama castle. I am your drama queen, and welcome to the drama castle. You try to stop me, but you can't. Too many people try to stop me, but you can't. You can't. I am your drama.
Nope. Forgot to hit the not loop. Why does it automatically do that? It's so annoying. Anyways, hello. I'm here. Ooh, this is going to be a tough one, y'all. This is going to be a tough one. So, a lot of y'all came here because of the Andy Signore stuff. All right? Hopefully you guys can hear me. For some reason, my connection is like really shitty today. I don't know what's going on. It was fine all day, but now all of a sudden it's crappy. But you know what? Hold on 1 second. I think I can fix it 1 second. Oh my God. Not a good way to start this stream because it's like a kind of important stream. Like it's kind of an important stream. Because this is like something that I said I wasn't going to do, and here we are. And also, thank you for everyone for the condolences. The person, I made a post that I was taking a few days off because I felt like I was going to be needed because there was a passing in my family, but it was on my half sister's side, and she just came back here. She moved out of state, and she just came back here, and unfortunately, the first day she comes back, she lost a relative, and I wasn't sure if she, was going to continue on her, reason why she came out here. But she's okay. She's, she still came here because she had a wedding, I think it was an engagement party to go to. So she decided that she was going to go because, her relative would have wanted her to go. So I was going to take a few days off just in case she wasn't going to go and she needed some, needed me to be there for her. But she's okay. She went, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to stream about this. Shadow says, lucky that I'm here. I'm in Buffalo and actually catch you live on an Andy stream. I'm telling you, the fates told me this. So I see everyone in the chat, so I'm not going to delay. But I guess for those of you, most of you who are here in the chat, remember when I talked about Andy Signore and all that drama. And then, I had a big, there's a huge falling out with everybody. And, I was like, you know what? I'm over the Andy stuff. The information's out there for those who, are seeking it. It's already out there. There are plenty of people spreading the stories around. But recently, I have run, a lot of people have been coming to me about Andy. And I'm like, listen, I'm not covering Andy anymore. I'm not following Andy. I don't watch Andy Signore stuff anymore. That stuff has passed me. I'm trying to move forward. But I was wondering why everyone's still talking about it to me, right? And then, I'm not on Twitter. I'm not officially on Twitter. I have a Twitter account that is private, mainly just so I can, if I need to cover a story and it's on all the information is on Twitter or videos, I have to have a Twitter account to view them and share them on screen, all that stuff. So that's the only reason why I even have a Twitter account. Otherwise, I'm not active on Twitter. But I looked on Twitter and I saw some shit and I'm like, maybe this is why everyone keeps coming to me. 100%. You already know. But it's not just that person who's still going on about it. But there is something that I need to fact check y'all on. Because Andy himself is still saying shit that's just not factually true. And I need to address that. And I'm also seeing people attack some of the other women involved and bring up women who aren't public. It's a fucking clusterfuck. That's why part of it, I had to walk away, man. It was getting too much. Like, I lost some very good friends because of this shit. Like, some very good people in my life I have lost because of all this bullshit. That's one of the main reasons why I stepped the fuck away. Because I was being painted as a fucking fake, as all this shit. Now I'm still being accused, being grouped in as if I'm part of the people who were getting paid by Andy Signore to smear someone. It's a fucking mess. It's a mess, okay? It is a straight up mess. Now, one thing I will address is now, okay, I guess where should I start? So for those of you who don't understand what's going on, I guess I'll give context. And Shadow was here. Shadow was there. Shadow was one of Andy Signore's channel mods. She's clearly, one of my mods and a very dear friend of me. So we got to give you guys a little bit of a history lesson for those of you who don't know the story about me and Andy Signore and all this shit that we're going to talk about today. Okay? So way back in the beginning, guys, I first met Andy Signore. Y'all remember when I was talking about Mad Max a few nights ago? I met Andy Signore on Mad Max's channel, and I had no idea who he was. Outside of the fact that I knew he was a big content creator, okay? And we were on that stream, and Mad Max and everybody on the panel, Matt Jarbo used to be friends with Andy. Matt Jarbo, was there and stuff. There was a lot of drama. And I didn't understand the issues people had with Andy because he seemed like a nice guy. So I'm sitting here with a bunch of grown-ass men arguing about shit. Not Jody's Corner, Louis Lecca, another friend of Andy Signore, he was also on that panel, right? And I'm sitting there like, why are they all mad at Andy? He seems like a decent guy. He was willing to come on the channel, on the panel, and hash this out. So I'm thinking that this guy might be misunderstood, And so I'm being the person there who has no idea what's going on. I'm kind of like being in the middle. Like I'm playing the devil's advocate here. I'm being neutral ground. Okay. And Andy noticed that. And he was appreciative of that. And then I had called in on his show one time. I forgot the topic, but I called on his show one time. I was there for maybe like 20 minutes, maybe 30 at most. And then I had to leave because I was a co-host on my friend's YouTube channel. Okay. But me and Andy talked in DMs here and there, nothing crazy. He never did anything crazy or inappropriate with me, but there were a lot of things he was trying to convince me of. One of them being that, Matt Jarbo was an awful person. He was a liar. He used to be friends with him and basically implied Matt fucked him over and Matt was just talking shit. Now, there was a second time I was on a channel, on Mad Max's channel, where Andy Signore showed up again. And this time it was worse than before. I couldn't get a word in edgewise. It was just literally men screaming over me and I couldn't say shit, right? So the very next day, after that stream went live, I went live to give my thoughts on what happened because Matt Jarbo was on that panel and they went at it. And again, I couldn't get a word in edgewise. I didn't understand what the fucking beef was and the history was because everyone was yelling. So I went live the next day and I titled it Andy Signore versus Matt Jarbo. Okay? And I was giving my thoughts on the stream because I couldn't get my thoughts in on that stream. I couldn't say shit. So I said it on my platform. And Matt Jarbo ended up calling in and talking to me about what happened last night and his history with Andy Signore. Meanwhile, while that stream was going on, I get a DM from Signore with another one of his former friends named Paul in a DM chat group where Andy is trying to feed me information that I was never privy to prior because this shit happened before I even entered this entire conversation about him and Matt Jarbo. He was feeding me information to bring up to Matt Jarbo, and I said, well, Andy, this is shit information I'm not privy to. Matt Jarbo knows I am not familiar with your history. So obviously, if I bring up some shit about something he knows I don't know and couldn't have known, he would assume that it came from you. Right? So I said I wasn't comfortable doing that because, number one, I'm not trying to be combative. I'm just trying to understand the situation between him and Andy. Matt Jarbo and Andy Signore. I was trying to understand the situation. which is why I was like hearing it from Matt's side because Andy didn't want to come on. I said, Andy, if you want to come on. He's like, no, that guy's creepy. He creeps me out. I don't want to do it. I'm done talking to him, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. So instead, he's like, you know what? Send Paul the link to the stream. Have Paul come on and bring this up to Matt Jarbo since you don't want to do it. So I said, you know what? Sure. Because at the time, I'm still new to YouTube. I was still new to all this. So I said, sure. I will let Paul come on and confront Matt Jarbo. And then that happened. And that was that. Okay. Me and Andy talked a little bit after that. Again, nothing nefarious, nothing crazy, him just trying to, again, convince me that the company I kept was not good people. And after one point, I kind of just stopped kind of talking to him much, right? Until, the day he went after one of my other former friends, Poindexter Lounge, Enosh. And that was a whole clusterfuck, and I got mad. And then I started calling Andy out. I'm like, you're kind of a trash person, bro. Like I peeped it. Like, I'm not stupid. Like, I knew you were trying to manipulate me into going after Matt Jarbo for you. And if I did do that, I would have been in your good graces. Hell, you probably would have platformed me on your channel just like you did with everybody else who was in your corner camp. That's what he does, man. So if I was to do what he wanted me to do, I guarantee you I would have been one of his inner circle people because I would have built trust with him because he's very paranoid. He don't trust people, which is fair. Like, on the internet, it's hard to trust people. I get it. I'm not mad at him for that. But even when he blocked me over some bullshit reason, I didn't even get mad. I didn't say anything about it. I just let it go until that Poindexter Lounge fight happened between him and Enosh, right? So then I started actually making, coverage of him and calling him out on, being a grifting asshole and all this other stuff. I did a couple of streams about it. Then I, stopped talking about it, moved on. Then Paul, remember Paul? Remember the Paul person I talked about? Paul one day did a video where he basically disavowed Andy and called him out for who Andy truly was. And this was somebody who, remember, Andy brought into a DM group with me to feed me information while I'm streaming with Matt Jarbo, and then had Paul come on the show to combat Matt Jarbo for him. The same Paul who would go to any YouTube chat of anyone covering Andy Signore and defend Andy. The same one who was doing all that made a video and a live stream exposing Andy because Jody's Corner, who Andy used to be associated with, had some bullshit go on in his community that Paul was not okay with. And he went to Andy, he was like, do you know this is happening in Jody's community? And you guys are casting these people out? These women were harassed by one of Jody's Corner's moderators. So Andy basically told Paul, fuck that. You're just a clout chaser. And said he wasn't going to get involved. Cool, whatever. But Paul was hurt. Andy also kind of mocked Paul's mental health. Paul was in a very bad mental state of mind. And all of the Andy Signore haters, quote, came to Paul's aid. Okay? Not because we wanted to use Paul for anything against Andy or anything, because Paul already did that. Paul already made the videos. They were out there. Exposing Andy, showing DMs. Okay? That's when I really got pissed and really went in on Andy Signore at that point. Because it's one thing when you do that shit to people you don't fucking like. It's another when this is somebody who is supposed to be your fucking friend, somebody you've platformed on your channel, somebody that you literally groomed to make hit pieces on people who don't fucking like you. Because that's what Paul did. He made hit pieces on people that Andy Signore had issues with. Paul would be in every YouTube chat of every content creator that was talking shit about Andy Signore. Paul was in those chats defending that man. If Paul had a link to be on the panel, Paul would click that link and talk and defend that man. That's who Paul was, and Andy spit him out. Even to this day, Andy will still say, Paul's a piece of shit. Paul's a piece of shit. But Paul did nothing, and he proved it with receipts. He proved what happened. Oh, I don't know. My internet is kind of shoddy right now. Hold on. I can fix it. Hold on. That might help. Is this better? Yeah, the internet. It was the fact that picture was on, the cam thing was on. It's better now. Yeah, I fixed it. So the thing is, right? That's where I started. When Andy did that to Paul, when Andy did that to Paul, I lost my shit. That's when I started covering Andy the hardest, okay? That eventually led me to a couple of Andy Signore's former moderators, people who were part of his outer inner circle, okay? And a video had been released of a woman who was talking about her experience and other moderators' experiences in Popcorn Planet's community. The things that they said that were noteworthy was, one, they were doing pretty much all of Andy Signore's research for him, basically writing the scripts for him. So basically saying that Andy did like no work. He was just the face. They were promised that Andy would give them experience in production, like the backstage. You're getting the backroom look on how news people run, like how to do newspaper articles and shit like that, or whatever the fuck it was. Y'all tell me in the chat. I forgot exactly the wording. But he promised them that he was going to basically give them an experience. Helping him do his channel was going to give them experience that they needed to, be professional? Or, like, could they use you as a reference on their resumes? I don't understand. Yes, as Shadow says, carrots were dangled. There were promises made to a lot of these women, and notice they were mostly women, by the way, which is weird, but they were mostly women, who basically did free work for Andy Signore in his channel. Till this day, I guarantee you he still has people, y'all were replaced. So he just has new versions of y'all, okay? So that led to that. That was one notable thing. The second and most biggest notable thing that was said in that video was there was alleged claims that Andy Signore was having some relationships of a sexual nature with some of his moderators in his community. Now, that one was a big one. That was a big one because when you look up who Andy Signore is in 2017, he was the second person after Harvey Weinstein to be Me Too. Something he brags about for some reason. I say brag because he always notes it like it's a fucking badge of honor that he's the second person after Harvey Weinstein to get hashtag Me Too'd. Okay? So that's who he was. And with that situation, a bunch of women had sexual harassment claims against him. One woman accused him of R-wording her, and that was a woman named April. And the way he got out of that was, basically showed evidence that at one point they had a consensual sexual relationship with each other. And it also exposed his infidelity. At the time, Andy Signore was very publicly in a relationship, married, and had children with a woman, right? So that was the huge story back in 2017, but he got off of that by exposing that woman lied about that situation, right? And I say lied because that's what they said happened. Okay? Now, we're going to get to it and it'll make sense, but looking back on everything, it's like when that situation happened and he said, exposed that it was consensual, everyone just stopped at that and all the other allegations disappeared. And, there's also that whole thing of like, well, just because consent was given at one point didn't mean that it wasn't redacted, but that's neither here or there because, he got fired from the company, over at Screen Junkies, Defy Media. He tried to file a lawsuit with them over there. I think they settled. I don't remember exactly. It's been a long time. So obviously with new allegations coming out, similar to the ones in 2017, a lot of people were like, holy shit, this man is doing this dumb shit again, right? So I reached out to the person who made the video, and that led me to all of these women who came from that community. And at the beginning, it was more about calling him out on his poor, shitty treatment of members of his community and, just recapping how shitty he's treated people throughout his years. Okay? Nothing crazy yet. Nothing crazy yet. And I stand by everything I said back then. The way he treated those moderators, whether I'm still cool with them or not, till this day, how he treated those women in that community was fucking dog shit. It was dog shit. And he made it seem like they were drama. They got kicked out. They left. That was the biggest thing that pissed him off. They left and they were upset, but they didn't even really want want to say nothing about it. If I recall correctly, in Shadow and Nerd Girl Jean, two people who are in the chat right now who I'm referring to as one of the many who were part of that community who left, right? When they left, and they were upset, right? Understandably so. They were upset. Some of them tried to reach out to Andy and, plead their case, say, hey, we're not trying to do drama. Like, we're just trying to, we're trying to communicate with you and you don't want to communicate with us. So you're just scratching us off and ruling us off as drama and kicking us to the side, basically, and making it seem like we're the problem. They left. Yeah, like Shadow said, they were very hurt and very upset. But the person who made the video, by the way, the woman who made the video, they talked about it and they didn't even know if they wanted to even go that route. All right? They didn't even know if they wanted to go that route. But one woman said, fuck it, YOLO. We're going to rip the Band-Aid off and did it. All right? But that led them to me. And I was like, okay, I'll give you a platform. Tell your story. Let them know. Let people know your experience over there. Because Andy Signore paints himself as like he's doing God's work. Going after all these celebrities and these people. And being part of culture wars and shit like that. That's who he is trying to make people feel. And don't forget, a lot of these people came to his channel because he covered like some true crime shit. The Gabby Petito story, he's in the Gabby Petito documentary. He's in multiple documentaries because he uses these stories to garner like attention, but also empathy from his viewers. A lot of these women who came, especially with the Johnny Depp community, right? A lot of these people came to him because they're survivors of DV and SA. All right? So, of course, they're going to gravitate to Andy Signore when he's advocating, basically, for victims. When he's advocating for victims and then trying to compare himself to Johnny Depp. I don't recall Andy Signore ever being accused of physical violence against a woman. But, hey, he got hashtag Me Too, Johnny Depp, so he's just like you. So these women come to my community. I give them a platform. We talk about Andy, talk about the experience with Andy. But then there was a question of these women who are having sexual relations with Andy. Like what happened? Because I want to know, like, what happened there? The first woman who came out, if y'all remember, her name was Britney. Whatever she wants to call her. I think only her friends are allowed to call her Brit, so I won't call her Brit because I'm not her friend anymore. So it's Britney, okay? Britney was the first woman to come out. And in the beginning, I just want to remind y'all, for context, she tried to basically deter all these women from even speaking about whatever happened between her and Andy. There was evidence that she herself provided when she was ready to come forward, where she was basically being told by Andy Signore to tell these women that it's not true what happened with her and Andy Signore. And she did that. She definitely did that for Andy. And when she knew that I was covering it, Andy sent her to me on an alt account to say, hey, I saw somebody in your chat mention my name. I just want to let you know those women are lying. They're liars. Don't trust them. She did that. She told me not to trust those women because Andy told her to. She showed proof that Andy told her to. Then later on, I don't know what happened between her and Andy since then, but all of a sudden she's reaching out to these women like, I'm ready to talk. Can you let that YouTuber know I'm ready to talk? I said, okay then. She's ready to talk. I'll let her use my platform so she can have a voice to speak. And that's literally what I did. And now she sent a lot of conversations, a lot of text messages between her and Andy, a lot of receipts, including the infamous video. If you know, you know. If you know, you know about the infamous video. Okay? She sent a video. Because she said there was a video, and I was like, I can't just take her word for it, right? Because people can lie. People can lie, right? Famous last words I've said before we get to the actual meat and potatoes of the story, guys. Just remember I said that. People can lie. People can lie, and they can lie good. Okay? So, She sends the video so I can confirm that it's legitimate and that she's not lying. All right? Then I spoke to legal counsel about how I could show this as evidence, because I knew when it comes down to allegations, right, you got to show people proof or they're just not going to believe you, because now it's hearsay. I don't want hearsay. I want people to be like, yes, he did this shit. There's no denying that he did this shit. We got to get out of the hearsay. We need to make sure this is a fact, that people cannot deny this fact. So my legal counsel said, you obviously can't release it as is. You cannot do that. It's technically illegal. It would be considered revenge porn. They said, you can, however, transform it, take out anything explicit, including audio. So I made it a parody video. Guys. That's what I did. And I showed it as evidence, because that is the only way people would take away the hearsay and be like, oh, he did do that shit. Okay? Now, the story between Britney was this. She was in a sexual relationship with Andy, but then she changed her mind, decided that she wanted to stay platonic and not continue the sexual relationship. And then 2 weeks later, Andy sent her that video. That was the story. And it lined up because we had the screenshots with the dates that proved it. So when Britney first came out, that opened the floodgates. I had a crazy, I won't even say we, because there was a we, don't forget. It wasn't just me. It was all the women from the community and these women who had stories about their sexual relationship with Andy, which again, I want to remind people, man's in a relationship. This is a new woman though. So it was a fucking crazy story. Andy responded, like Shadow said here, Andy responded, they hacked my phone. It's a deep fake. Okay? Basically said that the claims were untrue. Later on, like I said, I'll try to make this short as possible. Later on, Andy basically admitted that yes, he was having consensual relationships with Britney. He made sure to focus on the consensual, okay? But since then, a bunch of women, I'm not kidding when I say I talked to so many women from that community that had a story to tell about either their sexual relationship with Andy Signore or the fact that he just treated them like shit. And the only ones I platformed were 2 women who had evidence and 1 woman that I should have never platformed because it turned out that woman bullshitted all of us. And a lot of the women didn't want to come forward because to them, it just seemed like they just wanted us to know, like, hey, we believe you because it happened to us too. But we don't want to go public because, some of them, had some personal shit reasons why they didn't want to go public. And I have to respect that. So a lot of them didn't want to go public with it. Now, it could be argued that maybe, in Andy's side of the story, they would say they didn't want to come forward because they knew it was bullshit. They didn't want to come forward for the reasons why I know they didn't want to come forward, and I believe them. And not only just that, a lot of people were always in our DMs talking about this because they believed us, and they were like, yeah, this shit happened. Okay? Now, the other woman who's still talking to this day is Jade. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to fucking sit here and not say what needs to be said. Me and Jade had our own falling out for our own personal reasons, and I'm going to leave it at that. But with that fucking said, Jade is being attacked right now by the first fucking woman who came forward. And the reason why we don't fuck with her, here's a crazy story, guys, because buckle up, we getting there. This is where it gets crazy. Okay? This is where it gets crazy. I was covering Andy Signore for about a year and a half. First of all, can you wait till I get to it? Thank you. Can you wait till I get there? Thank you. I was covering Andy for a year and a half. And at one point, all of a sudden, Andy Signore shows up in the chat. And I have all the women on panel. talking about their stories. Andy Signore pops into the chat. Silence and ignored us for like a year and a half, but all of a sudden, this man is now in the chat. And we're all just like, what is going on? I said, something must be going on for him to be coming in the chat now. So he comes in the chat. He brings up a forgery about one of the women. And this time I did not know until he said the name. He said it was about Britney. I said, well, what does that have to do with her accusations? Like, you know, that you guys had this sexual relationship. And it's not even an accusation. I'm sorry. I need to stop saying accusation. It did happen. They did have a sexual relationship, which is what we were talking about. Okay, well, what does the forgery have to do with that? Right? So after that stream, I get everybody in a fucking voice call, and I'm just like, Andy wants to talk because he was willing to talk to me about things. Because I'm like sitting here like, I'm the one platforming everyone, right? Like, they're doing this on my channel, and everyone's like, well, why does he want to talk to you? And I'm like, because I guess I'm the one that I guess he wants to talk to because I'm an outside entity. I wasn't there for all this, so maybe it's easier to try to convince me that this whole shit is bullshit. I don't know. But I asked the women, I said, I want y'all here because this isn't about me anymore. This started with me having my own personal issues, which was literally like small compared to all the other shit that was being said. So I wanted to know how the people, especially the women, were feeling about me talking to him and stuff. Everybody was on board, except for Britney, which seemed very odd. Because to me, I'm like, Andy has ignored us for so long. Wouldn't you guys want to know why all of a sudden he wants to talk about this? Don't you want to know what he knows? Or like, don't you want to know what he has to say? Because he hasn't addressed it officially since the first time it happened. He really hasn't officially responded to any of it. But now he wants to talk. Don't you guys want to know? Britney, didn't you want to know? So all of us kind of felt a little weird about it. Like, why was she upset? And then eventually said, yeah, you know what? It's fine. You know, talk to him. Because at first her concern was she didn't want Andy to manipulate me. And I said, well, sweetheart, if that was the case, he would have manipulated me back then when I didn't even know who the fuck he was. If I was that easily manipulated by people, he would have had me back then. So it's not about the manipulation. Well, what's the issue? And then somebody brought up a point. I said, listen, if you guys have anything you need to tell me, anything I don't know or anything you might have forgot to tell me before I go into this conversation with Andy, let me know. Because I don't want to go in this conversation blindfolded where he's going to bring up something that I didn't know. Because, like, I didn't know about a forgery charge that happened, but it wasn't my business because I didn't care. It happened a long time ago. It happened when the chick was, like, in fucking barely a teen. She was, like, what, 19, 20 at the time? She was young. People make mistakes in life. Who cares? What does that have to do with him having a sexual relationship with this woman, right? That's where I was at. And so she was like, you know what? It's fine. Have the conversation with him. It's no big deal. I was just concerned because, like, we all know how manipulative he is. I was like, okay, no problem. Thanks for expressing your opinion. And all right, well, I'll let you guys know when I have the conversation, how it went and blah, blah, blah. So I thought it was over. The very next day, first thing in the morning, this chick has a fucking Harry Potter equivalent novel written in our group chat about how now we're not being supportive of her and we're believing Andy and that, the forgery charge is not that big of a deal. And again, we already said that, right? We established that in the call. Now, all of a sudden, we're not supporting her. Now she feels like we're not listening to her. All this other shit. We're sitting here blindsided now. We're like, what the fuck changed? Then one big thing, one key sentence in her fucking huge ass post, her huge ass fucking post that she made in that DM group really stuck out to all of us. And that's when we were like, fuck. This is where I said, fuck, guys. She said, who cares if I gave back consent? He still coerced me into it. I said, whoa, rewind. What the hell do you mean you gave back consent? At what point from I withdrew to he sent me a video, where in the middle did we miss that you gave back the consent? Because that part was very much not included when we first talked to her about this. I don't remember that being mentioned. Shadow, do you remember that being mentioned? Because the thing that I told all of these women, if you're going to come on my platform, you have to tell the truth. The whole truth, even if it's embarrassing, you need to tell the truth. So if you did give Andy Signore consent and you were sending him videos or pictures of you doing shit, you need to be honest about that, because that's how April, the first woman who Andy took to court about, who accused of him R-wording her, that's what she did. She never said that she was having a consensual relationship with him. She just completely glossed over that and went straight to the R word. Now, if she had mentioned in the beginning, then the beginning it was consensual, and that specific moment she did not consent, it would have probably went different for her. If that's the story. If that's the story, allegedly. So now we're getting a different story. And I said, oh my God. And then she just went off on everyone. We were all now mean girls. Till this day, she calls us mean girls. Because she fucked up in her story. And so now I'm looking stupid because for years we were covering her story and reminding people that it happened. Now for me, okay, she consented the whole time. Still, regardless, cool. There was no doing something without consent with that woman, but there were still some women who had stories where they were uncomfortable and they walked away. No big deal, right? They walked away. Cool. If they want to talk about it, they can talk about it. But there's a huge difference between consent and not consent. So when we found that out, that's when I was like, damn, she got us, y'all. Because that's why she was mad. That's why she didn't want me to talk to Andy, because she probably knew Andy was going to bring something up. Because I want to remind people, too, who were there, and some of y'all who weren't there, the way most of the communications went with these women were on this app called Telegram. Think of it like Snapchat, but focus more on just chatting, where you can basically, it's encrypted. So it means if you're talking, say I'm having a conversation with Shadow, I can set the messages to self-delete once we're done talking. So it didn't leave evidence. And that's where most of these conversations came from. Now, some of these women were lucky to get the text that they had on Telegram. But you know what? Britney didn't have that missing time between the moment she said, let's keep it platonic, and the moment he sent the video. There was still messages in between that we didn't, looking back on it, we didn't get to see. And that is 100% on me. I'll take full responsibility for that, because she done straight up lied to all of us and convinced us that this was true. And she did. And the thing is, she had so much evidence. She had so many videos and so many text messages. And that was on me. And I will accept that responsibility, that story I botched 100%. But that still doesn't mean that Andy still wasn't having relationships with women. Some inappropriate relationships with a bunch of women. And maybe I guess you could say, I think maybe in certain women's cases, the real issue was, and I hate to say it because I'm not trying to be an asshole, but some of the issues could have been just simply as some of these women were really just mad because they realized they weren't the only women, right? My thing is, Andy already got in trouble for this before. Why the fuck would he do it again? That's where I was at this point. I was like, bro, this is why, Andy. This is why you shouldn't be messing around with these fucking people online like this, because this is what happens. Be smarter. Why are you doing this dumb shit? Okay? So that was that. We thought it was over. We went our separate ways. And I wasn't going to say anything at the time because I said, you know what? I'm going to let Andy handle her. I'm going to just let Andy handle her. And then if Andy exposes that, because if Andy has the proof that this is true, that she gave back consent and that's why she got sent that video, then he can show it. And I'll swallow my fucking pride and say, yeah, I fucked up. I sure did. The fool became the fooler. But Andy never said nothing. So I said, you know what? Let's just keep our mouths shut and go our separate ways. You know, Jade still is talking. She still is upset. She still had her story she wanted to talk about. Cool. We'll just fucking have Jade come on and talk about it. But we dropped the Britney shit. We let it go. We didn't say shit about her publicly or privately. All right? One thing now, I'm getting to the point where I'm going to start showing some receipts. Okay? So here's Brit, because all of a sudden she's been on Twitter going off, right? And this started with her claiming that people were hacking her, and she made alluded hints about us being responsible and working with Andy. So when she alluded to that, it might have been us. Somebody did go live and address it. So now she thinks, oh, well, I didn't tag you guys. I didn't say your name by names. Like, I could sit here and say, well, this woman came on my channel and said that Andy Signore sent her a video, and everybody's going to know it's about you. I don't have to say your name for people to know it's about you. That's how we felt. That's how we knew you were talking about us. And then you just confirmed exactly that. You were talking about us. Well, I didn't say names. I don't know why you guys are confessing to a crime. So this is her saying that she received this message from somebody who wanted to remain anonymous. By the way, she didn't have fucking permission to do that. The woman who was posted this comment, the woman did not give permission for her to do this. We asked her, well, what would you like us to, what can we say publicly that you're comfortable with talking about? Okay? Now, I'm going to address this right here, right now, because this is the fucking truth. Shadow's in the chat. Shadow was there. She can tell you if this is a lie or not. This comment here, he, referring to Andy, took advantage of me in Vegas. I can barely remember what all happened. After that, I just didn't participate in the community as much. Now, knowing there may be others and is sickening to me. Okay? Now, I was told, and again, if Britney was talking to this person directly and that person gave permission, I will apologize. But from what I understood, that person did not give her permission to even post that. Because when we heard this woman's story, we asked her, did you feel like you were SA'd? Are you basically saying that you were SA'd by Andy Signore? And she said no. That she wasn't going to say he R-worded her. Those were her words. Those were her words. When she made that comment about Andy taking advantage of her in Las Vegas, she said, because we asked her, we said, it sounds like you were R-worded. Is that what you're saying right now? She said no. We said, okay. She said no. She didn't want to go with that. Putting my hands up. Don't shoot the messenger. She said she wasn't saying that. Even though she said he took advantage of her, we specifically asked her if that is what she was implying. Do you feel like he R-worded you? And she said no. Do you guys think that if Andy Signore R-worded a woman, that she wouldn't have come forward and just fucking said that? So we go back to that person who came to the chat. I don't know if you timed her out, if she's still here, where she was saying, don't hear a crime. Are you reporting this because he's a piece of shit? I think that's been proven, right? Yes, he's a piece of shit. But Melissa Ann, I like your profile picture. Your hair is very cute. No, at this point, until this day, no one has actually officially accused him of committing a crime. We've said it. I've said it many times. A lot of people have said it many times. Shadow even said it. No one accused him of committing a crime. Okay, I wasn't sure. She got quiet. No one accused him of committing a crime. Even the person who said that he took advantage of her in Las Vegas even said, I'm not saying he R-worded me. We asked her specifically because we've looked at that and said, are you saying that? Is that what you're saying? Because that's what it looks like. Your story sounds like he might have done that. And she said, no, I'm not going to say that. Okay. But some people out there are putting that out there. Well, number one, I'm pretty sure she didn't want that out there because, again, if she wanted to come forward, she would have came forward. She was scared to come forward. For whatever reason, she was scared to come forward. Again, Andy says it's because it's bullshit. That's whatever. But at the same time, it's her story, dude. It's her story to tell. She just wanted to be like, hey, again, I didn't know that this was happening with other women or this many women. I didn't know this was going on. But here's the part that gets a little weird. Because she did allow us to post this. Okay? Because she told us a story. And to give you context about this Powerpuff Girl pillow, I'll explain. But it says here, Andy Signore, you know the significance of this pillowcase. Yes, I have multiple videos saved. Out of respect for the women in these videos, I'd like to protect and maintain their integrity. So the same person who was like, I didn't know that this was going on with a bunch of women, which is possible because I don't know which women she's referring to, but she did say that she had videos that was sent to her with other women involved. That's what she's alleging. But you know full well that this is a reference to, so stop lying. And what it's a reference to is she basically told us that while she was on cam with him, with some things happening, this pillow was in the background. That's why she posted it up there, right? And again, I don't know the women that are in the video. I don't know if it's people that she knew or whatever the situation is. I'm just pointing out, like she said, she didn't know about other women, but there were other women. There were other women that I'm pretty sure she was aware of. The more you continue to lie and deny, the more of us are feeling empowered to come forward. And as for Steph the Ultra Nerd, you disgust me. You quite proudly share your victimhood very frequently and then claim you advocate for others. You're both as sick as each other. And that's reference to the fact that a lot of these women, including the moderators, went to Steph the Ultra Nerd, being a female who is also a victim of DV and SA, right? They thought they could go to Steph the Ultra Nerd with all this stuff. And basically, Steph the Ultra Nerd told them to all fuck off. She sided with Andy. Just putting that out there. That's why they went at Steph the Ultra Nerd. That's why I went at Steph the Ultra Nerd. Okay? And like I said, here's just another one. You know? The woman Britt took the screenshot of claims she was SA'd by him. She had to go through Steph to tell Andy he got her pregnant. I have to say allegedly because of legal reasons, but she allegedly paid for the abortion herself because Andy didn't care. Again, these are all things that this woman did not want out publicly. She wanted to be the one to tell the story when she was ready to tell that story. If she was going to tell that story. And then people are just out there saying it didn't come from me. Now, you tell me if especially the first woman, Britney, you tell me if she was somebody at this point to have been trusted. Because now we all look fucking stupid. We all look fucking stupid. Now, why am I talking about this today? Why am I breaking my fucking silence? Because I see people going after Jade. Like I said earlier, me and Jade, we had a falling out. We don't fuck with each other right now. For my own personal reasons, for her personal reasons. Okay? But what I'm seeing people attacking her and using Britney as a means of attacking her is fucking bullshit, and I will not stand for that. I will not stand for lies being said. Period. Y'all know I don't fuck with lies. You know I don't fuck with bullshit. I don't like being lied to, and I'm sure as hell not gonna sit here and fucking lie about other people. I don't like being lied to. Why the fuck would I lie about other people? I'm not gonna sit there and let this fucking woman continue to go on fucking social media and fucking slander all of the fucking women who did nothing to her. We had her back from day one. We were fooled by her from day one. I had to stop talking about Andy Signore. She made a fucking fool out of me. She made a fool out of everybody. Because she didn't want to be honest. What I specifically said, just be honest and you'll be fucking fine. The forgery charge is not a big deal. Stop stressing it. It happened when you were a fucking teenager. Why are you fucking scared? Oh, because now all of a sudden you gave this man fucking consent back, so he sent you a fucking video. Now, Andy, don't think I forgot about you, sweetheart. Because this popped up too. And now this one got me feeling some type of way. This thing right here got me feeling some type of fucking way. Okay? So it says here, I know you guys can't see it because it's small, but I'll read it to you. So somebody commented basically talking about how he's, a sex pest and all that shit and bringing up all this shit about what happened in the past, right? Because right now, Andy Signore is getting a lot of attention because of the Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively stuff. Okay? This is defamation and illegal. Wait, I'm gonna scrap that. He's talking about okay, hold on. Yeah, no, he's talking. It's a response to the person who responded to him. Okay, that's a guy. This is defamation illegal, and he, as far as the person who responded to Andy or posted about Andy, and he knew it because he cropped that photo of me trying to protect myself after it was illegally spread years ago. This screenshot is from a private video that was stolen and shared by a pathological liar who was arrested and charged with forgery. He's referring to Britney. She claimed I sent it unsolicited. False. It was hacked revenge porn. Now pause. Pause. Andy, are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? You can't say that. You can't say that that video was stolen from you and it was hacked. You said her fucking name in the video, sir. How did she steal it when you say her name in the video, Andy? You can go for her for the revenge porn, but don't say it was hacked or stolen from your fucking device because it definitely was not. You say her name in that video as you are pleasuring yourself, sir. You say Britney's name in that video. You cannot say it was a fucking hack. That's why I got pissed. That's why I started calling him out, because he just says shit that's like, Andy, why do you have to fucking lie? If you just told the truth, you could have just said, she claimed I sent it unsolicited. That's you could say that. False, you could say that. All you had to say was it was revenge porn. You didn't have to say it was hacked because it was never hacked. You sent it to her. Well, Nerd Girl Jean, we unsolicited, because she said now that who cares if she gave back consent? If she gave back consent after she withdrew it, then it's not unsolicited. She asked for it basically, or she did not say no. From what she said, her words, not Andy's words, her words. She said, "Who cares if I gave back consent? I was coerced into it." I'm not surprised. Oh, you're saying she didn't ask for it? I mean, I don't know. We don't know. We don't really know because we don't have the context in between when she said platonic and when he sent the video. We don't have that context. That was never released. I don't know if Andy has it. I don't know if she has it. So I have no idea. If it's true, if she sent it and she didn't ask for it, cool. But she's saying that she who cares if she gave back consent? And I'm sitting there like, who cares? We fucking care. Because the whole point was he sent it without consent. What woman asked guys to send a video of jerking off? Hey, like I said, there are some things that I have seen which kind of goes towards my my point here, but I can't say it because I ain't trying to get nobody in trouble. I'm definitely over that. Putting other people's business out there like that. What was shared with me in private is gonna just stay that way unless they want to come forward, because I've gotten to that point where I'm not doing that shit no more. Either way, my point is, saying that video was hacked is crazy work. It's absolutely crazy. It's insane. And these people that Britney has on social media, who I have no idea who they are claiming that people are harassing her and stalking her and all this shit. Who? On behalf of Andy Signore? Whoever's fucking with this chick now has nothing to do with anyone on this side. No one on this side. Accusing people of getting paid by Andy to fucking bash Britney is insane to me. I've shown receipts. Again, I'm going to just have to unprivate everything. For those of you who want to see it, I know Andy claims he saved all my videos, so he has those receipts himself. People to this day still talk about me like I fucking still talk about this man. Oh, this person fucking, this YouTuber who had no content just had to fucking go at Andy Signore. Woke up one day and said, I need money. I'm going to grift Andy Signore. So what fucking happened? There are fucking layers to this story, bitch. There are layers to these stories. I just wake up one day and say, fuck Andy Signore. I used to be fine with Andy Signore. I used to think that he was charming and that he was misunderstood. I didn't wake up one day and say, wow, man, Andy Signore is just a piece of shit. I'm going to fucking cover him for a year and a half all the fucking time and let all these women come on here and just blatantly lie about him. That's not what I fucking did. I mean, if Andy wants to pay me, I wouldn't hold my breath for a paycheck. Yeah. Oh, 100%. Who's harassing who? And I want Andy and his whole community to understand all these people bringing up Britney in his fucking comment sections and shit has fuck all to do with me, has fuck all to do with most of the women, has fuck all to do with Shadow, has fuck all to do with Nerd Girl G. We have nothing to do with that. Because she's also coming at us, making it seem like we were paid by you to fucking go at Britney. No, first of all, nobody even went at this woman. One woman went at her hard. And that was the other woman who had a story about Andy. She did go at her hard. That's her fucking right to do so. She was fucking hurt and betrayed. All of us were. But Jade wanted to go at her harder because she felt like, what the fuck? We were supposed to be in this together and you lying? That hurts my story now. The fuck's wrong with you? And we all said that, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? We were blindsided. Blindsided. Now we got people like this coming out here. Oh, here's the thing. You're the haters Andy Signore speaks of with his latest ranting post where he speaks of Britney, you helped Andy Signore. Did he pay you? This is the narrative being spun about this now. It's fucking disgusting, bro. You guys are fucking trash for this. Fucking trash. Because Andy does go on in this post, by the way, and mentions even my biggest haters had to admit how cuckoo she was. This is now a proven fact. And that's true. Yes, he is referring to us as his haters, 100%. He's always referred to us as his haters, 100% he's talking about us. Because of how she fucking acted and how she's currently fucking acting, we had to fucking say something, bro. Like, the fuck did you think we didn't start this to come out and lie about Andy Signore? That was never the intention. We came out to speak the fucking truth about Andy Signore. So we had to fucking say something. I definitely had to say something. I platformed you. I trusted you. I supported you. And you made me look like a fucking fool. You made all of these women look like a fucking fool. For what? For what? Because you were mad you weren't the only one? What the fuck was it? I have no idea. You tell me. And you can sit there and say, no, I never gave consent back. You're lying about me. I don't know what the truth is because why would you tell us? It doesn't matter if you gave back consent or not. That was not the same story you told me the first time around. Am I fucking tripping? Shadow, Nerd Girl Jean, you guys were there. You tell me. You tell me if I'm tripping. Y'all tell me if I'm fucking, if I misunderstood the situation. Because I'll own that. If I misunderstood, then, hey, I'll admit I misunderstood. But y'all tell me you guys were there. Am I tripping? All this woman had to do is tell us, I really don't feel comfortable with Ray talking to Andy. I'm not down for it because I said, if one of you says, no, I won't do it because it's not about me. It's not about me. But it is my platform, and I platformed all you women. So everyone's looking at me like I'm the fucking leader of shit. I never wanted to be the fucking leader of a goddamn thing. I didn't even think I was qualified to even cover the story. I tried to pass it off. Nobody wanted it because it's like, listen, it's better off if a fucking female does it. I don't want to touch it. Matt Jarbo couldn't touch it because of his previous relationship with Andy. And then the women said, no, you should be the one to do it. I said, okay, I did it for you. I did it for you. Until this day, these people now are not only going at Andy with this shit. Fine, go at Andy. I don't care. I'm not part of this anymore. Go at Andy if you all want to go at Andy. But stop going at fucking Jade. Stop going at Jade. Regardless if you fucking believe her story or not, well, if you don't believe her story, why should we believe Britney's when Britney literally changed her fucking story? Mid-season, y'all, she changed the plot. There was a new writer in the house, guys. They got a new writer for the show, and all of a sudden the story's fucking different. And what Shadow said is right. Jade's story hasn't changed. Andy says she's lying. I'm out of it. Right? But seeing people attack her and try to fucking the same people who are trying to say y'all are trying to discredit Britney, well, you're trying to discredit Jade. I love seeing how women who have a similar experience with somebody or whatever, now they're fighting each other, and it just makes it look fucking bad. And I'm not even saying right now it's looking bad for Jade. Right now it's really looking bad for fucking the other side, because what are you guys fucking doing? And then I saw a post bringing up people saying, well, they had to disavow Britney. They had to speak out and disavow Britney to smear you. For what? Nobody tried to smear this woman. We shut up. We didn't talk about it. Right now, here we are, awful, horrible, mean, horrible people. Yeah, we're the mean girls, bro. And my thing is, right? My big thing is, I lost my train of thought, actually. Because this whole thing pisses me off, dude. It pisses me off. It should have never got to this point had people just not told their stories with like completely fine the first time around. Right? We did shut up. We shut up until all of a sudden, here's the thing. We shut up until a point that Britney made a fucking change.org asking for YouTube to deplatform Andy. And y'all know how I feel about deplatforming content creators, right? Unless you've committed a crime, you're hurting children or whatever, I'm not going to try to deplatform you. That's crazy. And I said that from the beginning. The whole goal here was not to deplatform Andy, but it was to call him out on his bad behavior and try to get more people to see it and hope that he fucking changes. And for me personally, I just wanted him to apologize to a lot of these women. Because he did treat them pretty shitty. And they were understandably hurt. Apology would have gone a long way for a lot of these. Just saying, I'm sorry. Right. That's it. But when now the petition came out, and again, don't forget who platformed this fucking woman. Now I'm looking at this like, fuck, dude. I don't want to be associated with a deplatforming campaign. Sorry, I don't want to be fucking associated with a deplatforming campaign. So I came out publicly and said, hey, y'all do what you want to do, but I have nothing to do with this. And that made her even more mad. Then all the people, whoever these people were, in her ear, buzz, buzz, buzz. Now all of a sudden, we are getting paid by Andy Signore to smear her. Andy Signore paid us off to turn on her. Which that wasn't even the case, bro. And I'm speaking out about it because, like, it's fucking insane how after all this time, this shit is still going on. It's still going on. Right. I mean, that petition is a great fiction writing. It's even different from what we were told, so it changed again. Right. It changed again. We talked about that too. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry that you didn't want to be 100% honest about what happened with you and Andy. And I'm sorry that we believed in you and we supported you. And up until the point when Andy Signore came in the chat, he accomplished exactly what he intended to do when he came in that chat that night, which is to fucking spook you into saying some truths. And you said some truths by lying some more. What did you think was going to happen? I'm very fucking open and honest about who the fuck I am. I'm not fucking perfect. I don't pretend to be so. But I do my damn best to be a decent fucking person. So how do you think I felt and all these women felt when we're sitting here looking at you crazy when you're now accusing us of turning on you and not listening to you and not believing in you when we did the exact opposite? We did believe in you. We did trust you. We did support you. Calling us mean girls is like, bitch, you're looking in a mirror right now because we did nothing to you. And now she's triggered because Andy is bringing up a fact. I hate to break it to you, but he's bringing up a fact. His, quote, haters realized she was nuts. 100%. But that had nothing to do with us and all to do with how you were acting on social media, fucking crashing out for fucking weeks, months. Making accusations that we were hacking into your shit. Oh, I didn't say you guys by name. You said former friends. Like, who the fuck else you be talking to? You showed fucking files of conversations you had with fucking all of us that you saved. What kind of person, what kind of friend is fucking archiving conversations, private conversations for God knows how long? But we were the bad people? I don't have every conversation I had with this woman fucking log. I have absolutely zero conversations I saved with this woman. But you were showing off that you had files about with everyone. For what? That's an Andy Signore tactic. You learned a lot from Andy. Right. Even if she said she sent him shit, we all would have stood by her from the start. You know, had she said it that way, we would have still stood by her, who, you know, the woman who went into their thing with Andy willingly. Like, yeah. Because, you know, they wanted people to know, like, hey, he's having all these relationships with us. And again, it's not a crime, but y'all can interpret it as you will. Like, he was very publicly in a relationship. He's married now. She was a fiance at the time, you know? And if they want to tell their story about their relationship with him, they are free to do so. It takes two to tango. They are more than within their rights to talk about their experience with somebody. And y'all have every right to feel how you feel about it. And like Shallow said, had you not just told the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God, no one would have been mad. I even said, listen, I get it's embarrassing. But you wanted to talk about it. So you can't say you want to talk about it, withhold information. That's not how it works. You can't just come forward and just pick and choose what part of the story you want to tell. You got to tell the whole thing. You can't give anyone reason to doubt your fucking story. Is that not what I said before I even got into this, Shadow? You got to tell the whole story. She wanted to come forward because she wanted people to know that she had this relationship with him and how she was made to be felt, and that's fine. But don't get mad at us for fucking turning on her, because we never turned on her. She turned on us. Right. Said it numerous times. Because what's the point of coming forward with a story if you're not willing to tell the whole story? It just seems stupid at that point. Like, if you don't really want to tell the whole story, then don't tell the story at all. You leave in fucking loopholes in the story. Nobody likes loopholes. According to Andy, his now wife knows that he sent multiple women his own wife's video. That's gross, and that's me quoting Andy. You know what I'm saying? The whole situation was fucking messy. And then people wonder why I don't talk about Andy no more. It wasn't because Andy paid me off. It's not because I had an actual conversation with him later down the line. and we patched things up and we're fucking friends now. No, none of that happened. I was getting to the point where I didn't know what to fucking believe anymore. I didn't know who to fucking trust, and I was fucking over it. I was fucking over it, dude. It was getting messy. You want to talk about mean girls? Like, all these fucking women who had a similar experience with him are now fighting each other over who's telling the truth or not. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is going on? Let's just fucking end this shit. Y'all talk about what you want to talk about, but don't fucking sit there and go on somebody else's fucking Twitter account, another woman's account, and fucking accuse her of some shit. Because if you want to start fucking dragging her for shit about some DMs that, you know, people didn't see before, whatever the fuck you want to go about, well, we can talk about your shit. And why I don't fucking talk to you anymore. And why a lot of us don't talk to you anymore. And why you fucking out there on fucking social media making false accusations on us and thinking that anyone's going to believe your story about Andy at that point, while you're sitting there making false accusations against innocent fucking people who did you no fucking wrong. Nobody, and I mean nobody, did this chick dirty. We all had her back. All had her back. All supported her. And she fucked us over. Because Andy spooked her. Or she was lying. Those are the only two reasons why I believe what happened. But why would Andy spook her if she was telling the truth? Why? And that's all we asked. Not even to her. We asked to each other, like, what the fuck just happened? I remember that morning. I woke up, read the fucking message. I was like, what the fuck just happened in the last fucking few hours? It was like fucking like maybe 10 hours ago. We ended our conversation and it was fine. Now all of a sudden we wake up to this long ass post and we're like, what the fuck changed in the last 10 hours? I didn't even get a chance to talk to Andy at that point. And at that point, because she was so obviously upset, I told Andy to fuck off. Never mind. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Because clearly, Britney was upset that I was going to talk to you. So I told Andy to fuck off the very next day. After I agreed to talk to him, I told him to fuck off. And even after I told him to fuck off, for her, by the way, for her, she still fucking just went off and said some shit that just was factually unfucking true. Well, if you have fucking DMs that are damning of everybody, why don't you just fucking post them and stop talking about it, Britney? Just fucking post it. Post it so we can address it. Post it so we can address it. Having files on people of private conversations, that's fucking nuts. But you are our friend. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys tend to have fucking catalogs of every conversation you had with your fucking friends saved just in case that friend, I guess, and you have a falling out so you can fucking leak it? Is that what we doing now? Is that what we doing now? Because I haven't released a single DM conversation I had with that woman. None of those women have done that. No, maybe except for one. But as of right now, you guys are still going at that woman. So at this point, it's fair fucking game. I don't. Exactly. So that's why I did this stream. To correct some misinformation. Does anyone have any fucking questions? Please feel free to post them in the fucking chat. But I want to make it very, very clear. No one hacked Andy Signore's fucking phone to get that video. That's not fucking true at all. That is definitely not true. That is a lie. That is 100% a fucking lie. And I will say this. I asked him many times, Andy, why don't you just file a lawsuit, bro? Just file a lawsuit. If you're being defamed and slandered and somebody did something, as you put in capital letters, illegal, and capital letters, illegal, Revenge porn, illegal. I said, file a lawsuit. He said, no, it's not worth his time. Well, then why are you complaining about it? If you're not going to fucking report it, Andy, if you're not going to file a lawsuit, why keep bringing up the fact that it's illegal if you're allowing illegal activity to happen to you? Why are you on social media fucking claiming it's illegal if you ain't going to do shit? I've told him many times, file a lawsuit. You can file a lawsuit against me. Well, he said he didn't know who I was. I said, this is my real first name. There you go. Start there. He demanded I gave him all my information. I said, no. If you really feel like I committed a crime, well, you can put up the money to fucking find me and fucking fight that. I'm not going to do your work for you. That's what the fucking lawyers are for. They pay for the investigation team to find my ass so they can serve me. But he knows. He don't want to spend the money. I don't know about you guys, but when somebody commits a crime to me, I find a way to get that money. I'll find a way to get that money. He does all these GoFundMes. He's got a GoFundMe that raised $16,000 to fight his lawsuit against Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. But he ain't going to get money to fight a lawsuit against people spreading, quote, revenge porn on him. He's not going to go file a lawsuit on the fucking woman who sent the revenge porn. Right, because they're not public figures. They're not fucking big people that he can make money off of. I don't know why Andy doesn't think that if people are out there slandering you, defaming you, spreading illegal revenge porn on you, that they got illegally from you. You don't think your community would fucking put up the money for your legal fees to file a lawsuit against Britney or any one of us for that matter? Right, and then he said he wouldn't file anything about these women because they're single mothers. Who cares? Who cares? A single mother still doesn't legally have rights to commit a crime. So guys, by this logic, if a single mother were to go up to you and beat the shit out of you, don't press charges because she's a single mother, guys. She committed a crime to you, but don't press charges because she's a single mother. That's the logic behind that comment right there. If a single mother can commit a crime on you and get away with it because she's a single mother, don't press charges. Don't press charges, guys. No, 100% press charges. Like I've told him even when I talked to him, if you feel like a crime was committed to you, please report it. Please report it. That's stupid to not report a crime committed to you. I say this to everybody. If you feel like a crime was committed, please report it. Don't wait on it. Don't stew on it. Report it. But here's the reason why he didn't. He really didn't. The real reason why is because, number one, Discovery would have exposed a lot more than what he was willing to say publicly. It would probably expose a lot of things that weren't public in the beginning. He don't want to risk that. Number two, he does have to prove malicious intent. For me, there's no malicious intent. I'm just, as Cheryl said, I'm just reporting. I'm literally just reporting on a story. I'm reporting on a story. There's no malicious intention. I don't want him deplatformed. I don't want him to lose a shit ton of money. You know what I'm saying? I just want him to be held accountable and apologize to people that feel they need an apology. All right? There's no malicious intentions here. Number three, he has to prove damages. That man, when this whole thing started, was at 500,000 subscribers. He is almost at 1 million subscribers now. Where is the losses and damages done with this story? There is none. So he would have probably 100% wasted a shit ton of money for the judge to tell him there's no case here. He claimed that he talked to legal counsel and they told him that there was a case. But if that was the actual case, why didn't anyone get issued a fucking anything? No one got served. Because he knows it would have been a waste of money. He said himself, it's a waste of money. Okay, well, then you can't keep bitching about illegal shit and people slandering you if you're not willing to take action. He just knows that I'm a small platform and my voice and all these other women's voices are going to get fucking pushed down in the news feed. In the algorithm. He's bigger than us. So he knows that a lot of people, as long as a lot of people aren't listening, it doesn't matter. The only time he shows up in the chats is when these women or myself start getting a lot of attention about this story, because he pisses off communities, or he pisses off certain people, groups of people. I think of the first people that he really pissed off, where he started showing up in the chats to kind of like try to get us to shut up, was when he pissed off the royal community, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry community, when he pissed them off because they're pretty big and they started bringing up the shit. And then he got mad and upset and fucking scared that this was going to be a big thing. And then he's over there with like all these big news people, all these big YouTube channels, all these fucking celebrities. He don't want people to know. The Success Squad didn't like him, right? So when he got a lot of negative attention and they brought up this shit, he had to do damage control, right? That's the main reason why he even showed up, because he didn't want this to keep spreading like a wildfire that it already has. And thanks to the first woman, well, at this point, you're just going to have people saying the same shit they said in the beginning. Well, who cares? Who cares if y'all had relationships with Andy Signore? It's his business. You're right, it is his business, but it's also these women's business to tell their story. It just needs to be true. And it needs to be a reason, an understandable reason why you're coming forward. Well, these women were hurt. These moderators felt like they were fucking betrayed. They felt like they were painted in a certain light that they were never trying to be painted at. They just wanted to be heard, and they wanted to understand what the fuck was going on. And I reminded him, this also mainly started with that one woman. Because a lot of these moderators, they had no idea what was going on behind the scenes until they found out. And they were like, oh shit, that's what's going on? We had no idea. Then when they tried to address it, they were fucking kicked to the curb. Well, you guys are drama. Because he still had his grip on that woman. He still had his grip on her. You know, this is my theory. And Shadow, you can correct me if I'm wrong. What I think really happened with that first woman is this. They were having a relationship. It's getting spicy, you know. Then she found out, well, there was another woman. And she did not like that because she wanted to be the one. There can only be one. And then that's when she said, you know what? I'm all set. Let's just be platonic. I just want to be friends. I want to stop doing this. And then Andy wanted to continue because he's like, nah, it's cool. It's cool. We can still keep going. You know, come on. Let's go back to how things were. And she gave in and said, okay. And then one of the women came forward and mentioned her, that she was one of these women that was spoken of having a relationship with him. And he said, you need to shut this down. And she's still in his good graces at this point. She said, I will. I don't know why these women are doing this. I don't know why these women are saying this. I don't know why these women are bringing things up. Well, how would they fucking know about it had you not have said something to someone? Well, now they're just gossiping. Well, where are they getting the gossip from? Who's the source of this information? Who's the source? Well, Andy knew who the source was, and he was trying to get the source to debunk of everything. You tell these, you go to that YouTube channel right now and you leave a comment saying it's bullshit. Even though now we know it wasn't bullshit, guys. We had the video. The video where he says this woman's name. It wasn't bullshit, but he was trying to get her to lie for him, and she did. She did initially lie for him. And then what I think happened is, because the cat was out of the bag, she got casted out. Because she got cast out. This is your fault. You should have never said nothing to that person, and that's why you gotta go. And that's why I think she came out and said something publicly. Because she got kicked to the curb. That's my theory, by the way. I'm not saying this is a fact. That is my theory. I don't know if that was went down. But from everything that happened after we had that falling out, that's where my conclusion came to. When Andy and I spoke, he said to me, I quote, I don't know why Britt is so mad. You didn't do anything wrong before I left. I did the exact wrong thing by telling Andy what I knew. Right. And I take full responsibility for platforming people who were not being 100% honest with me. Full responsibility. Lesson learned. I should have vetted a lot harder. But again, in my defense, there was so much fucking evidence out there. There was so much evidence I saw. There were so many women I spoke to. So to me, it made sense. My bad. I apologize. Doesn't mean that I still don't think Andy Signore is a piece of shit. I 100% still believe he's a piece of shit. He hasn't really changed much. He's still doing the grifting shit he's always done. He's still having his fucking fans pay for his legal fees, all these fucking legal fees. The Ryan Reynolds and fucking Blake Lively shit is like, I know he's happy as fuck that they served him. I know that to everybody, it's like, oh, poor Andy, they're bullying Andy Signore. He fucking loves this. He loves this. The attention he's getting from being sued by Ryan Reynolds and fucking Blake Lively. Oh, he has the biggest boner he's ever had in years, guys. In years, guys. He is so hard right now at the fact that he was served by a fucking celebrity that he's covered. He is loving this. This man has been in 3 documents to count on Netflix alone. What happened to that Netflix lawsuit, by the way? I love how his audience never questions him about that shit. He loves it. Oh, 100%. He's happy as a pig in shit. He's been validated. Yep. He 100% is. 100%. Yes, Shadow. Shadow. Well, damn, I just came to the term, he's hard. Something crazy's going on. The audience is not allowed to question him. That's true. That's true. So I just want to make it very clear. This whole stream is not defending Andy Signore, not by a long shot. It's about the fucking truth. It's literally about the fucking truth. It's about facts over feelings. And was I hurt by people lying to me? Oh, 100%. 100%. I was fucking hurt. It made me look fucking stupid. It made me look fucking stupid. Made us all look fucking stupid. But do I regret it? No, I don't regret it. You know why? Because if you regret it, you don't learn from it. I learned from my mistakes. Try to, for the most part. You know what I'm saying? You learn from your mistakes. You try not to repeat them. That's all this is. And Britney, I know you're going to watch this and you're going to fucking crash out again. And that's fucking fine. Crash out all you want. But I want to remind you and remind everyone, we did nothing to you. We did nothing to you to deserve what you're doing now. Even when you fucking lied to us and lied about us for the longest time, we had stayed silent. We had stayed silent until you gave us no other alternative. I let you on my platform. I told you to tell the truth. You changed your story. If you feel slighted by Andy, fine. Feel slighted by Andy. Who am I to tell you what to feel? But what I'm not going to sit here and allow is for you to lie about anyone who was involved in that shit, especially with fucking Jade. Whether, again, you believe her story or fucking not, I do not care. Because you are also lying about people. You have no credibility. You have less credibility than I did for platforming you in the fucking first place. Zero credibility. You do what you want. You mad at me? You want to fucking put my shit out there? Go for it. There's not really anything you can put out. What are you going to put out? You know the type of person I am, Britney. You know the type of person I really am. I've not been fake to you. I've not lied to you. I've not fucking done nothing to you. To insinuate that I was getting paid by Andy or Andy got in my head or whatever fucking bullshit narrative y'all want to spin about me is fucking false. It's fucking false. I have not talked to that man. I literally told him, at this point, I'm done. Leave me alone. You got what you want. I'm shutting up. I'm done. I'm done playing this game of who's fucking lying to me at this point. I don't want to fucking do it no more. I said, you know what? I'll do a stream. I'll fucking apologize for some things, but you're still a piece of shit. He offered to come on the channel when I did that, by the way. When I was going to talk about this situation and basically say, yeah, this is what happened, guys. He offered to come on the show. I was like, nope, we ain't doing all that because we ain't holding hands and singing Kumbaya. We're not holding hands and singing Kumbaya. But they'll have you think otherwise. And that's fucking crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Girl, like pretty much all y'all can barely work fucking StreamYard, let alone fucking hack anybody. That's the crazy part. People want to talk about people hacking people like who? Who here has hacking fucking skills? Y'all don't even know how to use fucking StreamYard, which is one of the most easiest streaming things to use. And y'all can't even get that right. Sometimes. I mean, y'all got better at it. But at the end of the day, these are a bunch of fucking women who have fucking kids. They're older. They just wanted to watch YouTube content that entertained them and that they could be part of a community. That's all these women ever really wanted. At the end of the day, that's all these women ever wanted, was to be part of this community. And when I say this community, I mean Andy's community. All they wanted to do was be part of Andy's community, where they found people, they found friendships over there. Some of these women still to this day talk to each other. They're best fucking friends. They've known each other for fucking years. They had genuine connections at Popcorn Planet. I will never take that away from them. But that's all they ever wanted over there. And then the stupid shit happened because Andy just wanted to have his fun. I'm not shitting on him for that, but it's like, bro, you did this shit in 2017. Like, what's wrong with you? I said that to him. I said, what's wrong with you? Do you understand that none of this would have happened had you just kept it in your pants? Or at least been smart enough not to do it. Don't shit where you sleep, guys. That's where I say, just don't shit where you sleep. Don't mess around with fucking people in your community that's going to bite you in the ass. And look, it did. It did. That wasn't my fault. I didn't seek these women out. It just fucking happened. I deleted Telegram, all of it. Every tidbit I had a lot gone. I don't care anymore. Exactly. I'm bringing it up because it needs to be brought up because I keep seeing the same fucking shit being said and I just need to make sure that people know the fucking truth. The fucking truth. Keep saying I'm lying. Prove that I'm fucking lying. I still have the fucking streams that I have privated that I just will bring back up if I need to of the receipts I showed. I don't want to have to do that, but just leave it, let it go. You want to keep going at Andy Signore? Keep going at Andy Signore. Keep going at Andy Signore. I'm not telling you to stop. But you could just leave all of us that walked away, leave us the fuck out of it at this point. Leave us the fuck out of it. And stop saying that people ain't lying when they definitely weren't 100% honest either. They definitely weren't 100% honest. And Shadow, after the stream, I'm about to call you. You better answer your phone, woman. I'm just saying I could have exposed a lot from 2020. I could have went way off, but I didn't. And now I don't care. She don't like me. I don't care. She's mad. I don't care. I'm mad because it's like, why is it still being talked about? Why is it still being addressed? Why are we being accused of fucking bullying, harassing a stalker? If she's being harassed and stalked, it has nothing to do with me. I don't know who it is. It might be people on Andy's side. I have no fucking clue. But she started accusing accounts on Twitter that have been very active still to this day of going at Andy. Still to this day going at Andy, accusing people. I don't even know who's behind those accounts. Andy asked me, I said, I don't know. I could try to find out. I asked her. Nobody knows who runs those fucking accounts. Nobody knows who runs those accounts. And they're definitely not going to tell me, especially since I said I was done with this shit. They're definitely not going to tell me now. But even so, like, I don't know who runs those accounts. But now those accounts are being accused of being responsible for hacking this woman. And these people were supporting her too. It wasn't even just us. It was people who we didn't even know who they were. We never talked to them outside of social media, and I never really talked to them outside of them coming into the chat here. I don't know who these people really are. And now they're being accused of being responsible for harassing and stalking her, which I haven't seen proof of that. And I've said many times that there's a lot of shit, my personal opinions on everything that went down. I've spoken on it before, but I don't want to keep harping on it because at the end of the day, it's in the past. I'm not gonna keep stressing over it. There's no need. I just think seeing how Jade is being fucking attacked by these people, accusing her of being the one attacking and harassing and hacking is fucking insane. Jade barely can run fucking StreamYard. She just learned how to use StreamYard, and she uses a basic version of it. She doesn't even do anything. She doesn't even utilize it to its full potential. She knows the basics of StreamYard, and yet you're accusing her of fucking hacking. That's insane to me. You're accusing her of being paid by Andy because Andy offered her $1,000 to fly out and fuck him. That's fucking insane. Because that's still a fucking fact that happened. That whole conversation did happen. Andy says it was extortion, whatever. The conversation still happened. It's confirmation that conversation happened. Either way, she didn't lie about that. That conversation fucking happened. He did offer her $1,000 before the whole alleged extortion thing happened. I'm saying alleged because at this point, it's her story to tell. It's her story to tell. Y'all go. She has a YouTube channel. If she wants to talk about it, go over there. Shout out if you have the link, you can post the link. Because it's fucking bullshit. Like I said, many, many times, me and Jade, we don't talk anymore. But I'm not going to sit here fucking silent and see some other people who supported somebody who fucked us all over attack her. If I have to be that fucking voice and speak out against that, I fucking will. Because it's not right and it's not fair and it's not the fucking truth. It's not the fucking truth. And Jade, if you're seeing this, no, I get it. You know, we had our own issues, which again, personal issues. No need to fucking dwell on it now. It's over and done with. We moved past it. At least I moved past it, right? But I did see it on her feed, and I said, absolutely not. I'm not going to sit here in silence and let that fucking happen without saying something publicly and let people know the fucking truth. And if you don't like that, too fucking bad. Because like I said, they never did anything wrong to that woman. That woman did nothing but fuck us over. I think Jade went on TikTok or was talking about going to TikTok. Okay, well, she hasn't had anything new in a couple of months, but here's her channel. There you go. And as far as people wanting me to talk about the current stuff going on with Andy Signore, no, no, I don't think it's wise to go back to talk about him and what's going on now. Because, like, what's the point? Damage was done. Damage was done. Like I said, information is out there for those who want to know. But just keep in mind that some of it is not 100%. And if y'all have any questions, my DMs are opened on Instagram at this point because I don't use Twitter. My DMs are open on Instagram. So that's if you guys have questions, just ask. I'm a fucking open book. Shadow knows this. I'm an open book. I'm not trying to keep doing this shit. We're not going back in the past. But I will if I fucking have to. If people keep fucking saying shit that's not fucking true. And again, I don't have any fucking hate towards anyone. I don't hate y'all. I don't hate y'all. There's a lot of hurt on both sides of every fucking situation that we've all went through. There's hurt on both sides. I know Britney feels hurt for some reason. Sorry, Britney, because we're not calling her Brit, because only her friends can call her Brit. I know Britney is hurt for the reason she's hurt. I'm not going to take that away from you, but you never was willing to actually talk this out, and that's on you. But then it made it even worse because of how you reacted to everything, that people start questioning you, because we didn't have questions until you reacted that way. Then we had questions, and then you didn't want to answer them, because now at this point, now we're kind of like being like, what the fuck's going on? Now you have that right to say that, sure. But you didn't want to talk to nobody. You basically just cursed us all out, said we were awful people. I'm a good person. She always said, I'm a good person. She even said that to Andy, I'm a good person. What good person does that to people? You literally spent time in real life with two of the women who you made friends with. You went to a convention with them, spent a whole fucking weekend with these women in real life. Were we ever truly friends? Did we ever actually have a connection, a bond, or was it all just bullshit? And then anyone who has the audacity to say, I use these women, is insane. Because that's how I'm feeling. I felt used. Oh, it was a whole 10 days. My bad. A whole 10 days. Not just a weekend. My apologies. I thought it was a weekend. I don't know. I didn't get to go on the trip. I mean, I know you are, Joey. I know you are. But y'all ask me, does any of this sound like somebody who's a good person? Like, real talk. You guys tell me, because clearly I'm not the one who's a good judge of people. You tell me. Does that sound like a good person to you? Who would do that? Who would come on someone's channel, the person who gave them the platform to speak, supported them the whole way through, only for them to basically paint you as a monster for some reason and put you on the same level of Andy Signore and accuse us of being paid by Andy Signore? Does that seem like a good person to you? With no proof, by the way. There's zero evidence of any payment exchange from us and Andy Signore. I can show you. You want to see my bank account? You want to see any fucking transactions between me and Andy Signore? Because they don't exist. They do not exist. Andy Signore did not pay me or anyone that I know of, to, I guess, turn against one of the women. Nope, it was a whole ass living together for a week, and I'll say this, she's great at projecting. Oh, you beating somebody up? I'm a troll. I know I'm not good people. But I'm just saying, this stuff is going on too long, and I'm not gonna sit here and let people keep saying lies. But anyways, I gotta go because I clearly have a call to make. But I just wanted to do this live stream and say my piece on this. And again, if it keeps escalating, I'll just keep making content off of it. Because I'm fucking done. I've been done, and it's still going on. I'm fucking over it. Britney, you're more than welcome to come on here and fucking combat me if you want. And I will say combat because I don't think we're going to have a civilized conversation because of how you're acting and how you're making accusations. Saying that you had former friends involved with Andy Signore's harassing of you is fucking insanity. And it all stemmed from the fact that we knew who you were referring to when you made that post. And two people who you were involved with went live on their channel and talked about it. And then that for you was an admission of guilt. Well, I didn't say their names. You didn't have to say their names. You don't have to say somebody's name to know if they're being talked about, dude. Like, we're not fucking dumb. We knew who you were referring to. And then you basically confirmed that, yes, you were referring to us. You confirmed it. That you were talking about us. So where was the admission of guilt? We knew who you were talking about. You knew who you were talking about. There was no admission of guilt. I'm not sitting here talking about this because I'm guilty of shit. Prove to everybody I'm guilty. Prove to everybody that any one of us is hacking your shit. If you are being hacked, it's probably from some motherfucker in India because you clicked a link or something. It has nothing to do with us. It has probably nothing to even do with Andy Signore. Because if Andy Signore had the fucking resources to hack our shit, he would have done it a long fucking time ago. When this first started, he would have done it. Again, I hate having to defend Andy in any way, shape, or fucking form, but the truth is the fucking truth. The truth is just the truth. If Andy Signore had the fucking resources to hack everybody, he would have been done that the moment this shit came out in the first place. But what did he do? He ignored us. He sat in silence, saved every live stream, saved every screenshot of the shit we were saying on social media. He has all that. That's all that man, from what I know, is done. If he was hacking your shit, he would have been hacked your shit and he would have been released something. Oh, wait, he couldn't, because if he's hacking you, he would have had to admit he got it illegally. But again, why all of a sudden would it be happening since last year? We all moved on. It's time for you to move on from us. Keep going at Andy if you want. Move on from us. We have nothing to fucking do with Andy Signore. We have nothing to do with the past shit anymore. Most of us have let it go and we moved on. You want to go at fucking Jade because she's talking about it, she's bringing it up, that makes sense, I get it, but you're also having other people do it for you, so you're no better than what you're accusing us apparently of doing. It's over. It's over for us. It's over for me. And when I say us, I mean the people who literally have not said shit about this or any of the for years. We've kept our fucking mouth shut and we moved on. Stop fucking grouping us all together. Keep your beefs with the person who is talking about you now, but I'm not going to sit here and let you lie about her. I refuse to let you lie about her. And by her, I mean Jade. I refuse to let you lie about fucking Jade about shit that you yourself wasn't 100% honest about. So fuck that. No, thank you. And I agree. We keep your name out of your mouth until your own actions forces us to. Exactly. Which is why this stream is up here now. But anyways, I got a call to make. Y'all have a good rest of your day, your weekend. Thank you all for, oh my God, of course. Wait, I just got home. Is she on this shit again with being hacked and blah, blah, blah? I thought this was over. God, I dodged a bullet with her. You have no idea the stunt she pulled a couple months ago. Oh, okay. I'm not going to go yet because this is somebody who was actually involved with this woman. And yes, Chris, she's still going on about it. She's now having people attack Jade and claim that Jade was being paid by Andy Signore because of the $1,000 offer to fly her out and have fun with him, right? Now they're trying to fucking go at Jade. They're trying to go at Jade with this shit. And now they're still saying that we're all mean girls and we're all fucking attacking her when nobody really has talked about her. You know what I think it is? I did see that Jade made a comment and tagged her in it, and maybe that set it off, but the response was not fucking justified or valid because now they're saying that she lied about, oh, you gave him sloppy toppy under the desk. Well, hey, you don't even want to know what fucking Britney was doing with that man. Yeah, she knows. She responded. Of course she knows. She responded. She's not dumb. She responded. I saw her responses. But I also saw that she wasn't getting a lot of backup. And I'm not going to sit here and let lies slide. You know that about me, Shadow. I'm not going to let lies slide. And I said this, regardless of how I feel about fucking Jade and our fucking issues we had, I don't fucking hate her. And I also am not going to sit here and let somebody else who fucked us all over go at her. Okay, she hasn't said anything to us. Well, I saw it. I'm letting y'all know. Yeah, I've seen the accounts. I've seen the accounts going at her a few days ago. They were going at her a few days ago. They still talking shit over there. So now I'm fucking pissed. Like I said, I will always fucking fight the truth. And I don't like when I saw them going after her like that. because they're going after her, and they're also going after all of us. And I know you don't have to say our names. We were there. We know exactly what the fuck you guys are talking about. We know exactly what you guys are talking about and who you're talking about. And I had to address some things being said because I'm like, that's not how it went down. If I have to fucking go back and start fucking proving y'all fucking wrong, I'll 100% do that. But I guarantee you, y'all don't want me to go that route. Because it'll make y'all look really fucking bad. Just like it did the first fucking time I did it. Stop. Fucking stop. 100%. You don't have to like a person that wants the truth out there. Exactly. And I want that truth to be out there. I want that truth to be out there. Because Jade wasn't lying when she said that she lied about some shit. Because she didn't tell the whole truth. Jade wasn't lying when she said that comment. That's what they're mad about. Well, what? Well, she didn't lie. Yes, the fuck she did. If you want me to dig up the proof, and we can go this fucking route. If Britt is saying that about Jade, everyone knows it's a lie. Outside of that, I have no opinion about Jade. Overall, like I said, we a lot of us know the fucking truth. A lot of us know the truth. A lot of us know the truth. I don't care if, she's getting some traction. That's another reason too. She's getting some traction on this shit. Just like how when Andy gets when Andy gets some attraction and then people start bringing up this whole situation, yeah, it's getting a little traction. Because there's a lot of people who don't like fucking Andy, and they are going to start spreading some actual bullshit that we've already had to debunk. Again, I'm not sitting here defending Andy. He's still a piece of shit, but at least hate him for the truth. I always say this. Always hate someone for the truth. Never hate someone based on a lie, which is the internet is notorious for doing. People will hate someone based on bullshit because they don't give a fuck about the truth. They don't give a fuck about the facts. So they'll just run with something because it goes against somebody's narrative. Oh my God, these people hate Andy Signore. So if Andy's saying these people are haters and they're lying, then we're just gonna believe it. No one wants to fact check. No one wants to fact check. Learning about fact checking, hey, maybe I should have did that in the fucking first place, because then we wouldn't be in this fucking situation now, would we? Britney is grasping at anything she can to stay relevant. Jade probably isn't the one to target. She must be feeling squirrely. Well, they're going at Andy too. The same people who are going at Jade are going at Andy, which I find really fucking weird. Because if Jade's the other woman in this fucking situation with him, why are you trying to go at her now? It's almost like you just want your story to be the only fucking story. There were numerous women who came forward to me. Sorry, not forward publicly. Numerous women that we've spoken to that had stories. It was bigger than one person. I still remember Shadow. You were there. What did she say in a voice clip in a DM group? What did she say? Y'all would have nothing if it wasn't for me. Gee, it's almost like you're taking credit for Andy Signore being a fucking creep with women. Like you were the first. Like you were the only. Y'all wouldn't have nothing if it wasn't for me. She said that, and I was like blown back. Like, are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? Bitch, I was covering this man way before you came along. These women were here way before you came forward. And you're going to sit there and say that we would have nothing if it wasn't for you? You wouldn't have this, you wouldn't have had your story out there if it wasn't for us. If it wasn't for Shadow believing you in the first place. These women probably would have still, and I hate to say it, I'm not saying that you guys would have or didn't, but like, they probably still would have been part of Andy's community had you not said something. And then when they did say something, you backpedaled. And you threw them under the bus the first time around. And then when you came to them, they didn't turn you away. After, by the way, you threw them under the bus. And they got painted as the problem starters. And they got painted as the fucking drama people. And they got painted as the mean girls for believing you. And maybe if you didn't say anything, they still would have been over there and been fine over there. Whatever the situation would have been, we don't know now because what happened happened. But everybody was kind of fucking chilling over there on Popcorn Planet until that shit came out. And what were they supposed to do, Britney? What was Shadow supposed to do when you tell her that you were having an inappropriate relationship with Andy Signore and you didn't want to be in that fucking relationship with Andy Signore anymore? What was Shadow supposed to do, being a fucking woman who's been a victim herself in the past? What was she supposed to do for you? That upset her. She cared about you. She did what anyone with a fucking conscience and a heart would have fucking done. Right? Drama, gossiper, troublemaker until I stood up for myself and wouldn't back down. Exactly. Exactly. And then what did you do? You backed off and acted like that didn't happen. I saw the proof there. And then when you came to them, mind you, you came to them. They didn't come to you. You came to them and said, I'm ready to talk. I'm sorry about what happened. You guys were right. Andy's a piece of shit. I just didn't see it. He manipulated me. And of course, when you say that to these women and you say that to me, I'm going to feel sorry for you and be like, you know what? It's all good. You don't got to be there anymore. You have people who care about you over here. Come over here then. We're not going to hold a grudge over past shit, right? Come over here. When they all could have just told you to go fuck yourself. And they should have told you to go fuck yourself. Now that looking back on everything. But they're the mean girls. When they could have and should have turned your ass away after you threw them under the bus with Andy. And they could have and should have turned you away, but they did not. But they're the bad ones. They're the problem people. Don't get me wrong. Everybody, we got along. Then some people, we have fallen outs because our personalities didn't mesh up. And that's fine. That's fucking fine. It happens. It's like any fucking group of people that come together for a fucking cause, right? You fight the good fight. The fight is over, is dying down. And then you have nothing. Now everyone's getting mad at each other because you realize, well, our personalities don't align. Okay, maybe you're a political person and I'm not, and I'm tired of hearing about your politics or whatever. And that's not a shot at anyone, by the way. I have no issue with people talking politics. I just want to point that out. I just use that because politics is usually a common thing people usually argue about. Okay. Maybe Shadow believes in a God that I don't believe in. So now we arguing over that. Now it causes discourse. It happens. But I'm not going to sit here and say that these people are mean girls because some people fall out over stupid shit that had nothing to do with Andy Signore like that. You know what I'm saying? But here we are, still having to defend ourselves on bullshit when we've all admitted our wrongs and we're still getting accused of shit that just didn't fucking happen. That didn't happen. So you blaming these women for whatever fallout happened that literally had nothing to do with them. It was all about you. When in the very beginning of this whole situation with Andy Signore, you went to these women. You went to these women. You told one of the women what was going on with you and Andy. She reacted, and then when Andy found out, you panicked. You fucking panicked, and went as far as to lie for him and say nothing happened between you two. Something did happen. You proved it. Right? But at the beginning, you said nothing happened. You tried to convince me and you tried to convince other people that nothing happened between you guys until you got your ass kicked out of the fucking cool kids table and then you had nowhere to go. We gave you a place to go. We gave you a place to go. You lied to our faces. But Andy is still a piece of shit, but he's a piece of shit for a magnitude of other reasons. So that's all I got. I look forward to seeing the response to this. Because I don't think it's going to be pretty. Because, like I said, this chick is fucking crashing out. And I really wish you just fucking stop. If you have proof that Andy Signore is hacking you, please stop tagging the FBI on fucking social media. They don't pay attention to that shit. Go to the police. I'm encouraging you to go to the police. If you have proof of who's involved, if you think it's us, go to the police. You do know who I am, Britney. If you think that I'm involved in this, go to the police. File a report. You know what state I live in. File a report. I will tell you how to do it. First of all, contact your local authorities and ask them if you should call Massachusetts and file a report, or if you can file a report in your state. Okay? That's what you first need to do. Give them my information, or give them, you know all of us. You know all of us, Britney. Give them our information. Figure it out then, because it's not us. But if you really believe it is, file a report. So, with that said, I'm going to go. I'm going to call Shadow. I love y'all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But y'all have a good rest of your weekend. Bye. Love y'all. Kisses.